While Martin Scorsese's Goodfellas masterfully captures Henry Hill's mob life through its intense violence, glamorous lifestyle, and unforgettable scenes, countless significant moments and characters were left on the cutting room floor. What many don't realize is that Ray Liotta's portrayal of Henry, while masterful, presents a stark contrast to reality. The film's famous opening line, "As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster," appears to be more Hollywood fiction rather than truth. The real Henry Hill tried to escape multiple times, suggesting his relationship with mob life was far more complicated than the movie portrays. At just 17, he joined the army to dodge an FBI crackdown on the mob, though he didn't resist continuing his hustles during his enlistment. After the Air France heist, Hill attempted to go legitimate by using his cut to purchase a restaurant called The Suite. Ironically, it became yet another mob hangout. The witness protection program's supposed happy ending? Hill couldn't maintain it, eventually getting kicked out for repeatedly breaking cover and unable to let go of the gangster mythology he helped create. Perhaps one of the most fascinating omissions involves a heist so outrageous that even Scorsese deemed it too wild for the screen. In 1978, Hill and his crew stormed cosmetics titan Estee Lauder's NYC townhouse, making off with $1 million. The twist? When Lauder began convulsing in terror, Hill, ever the smooth operator, untied her, apologized, and took her out for cocktails at PJ Clark's while his men continued ransacking her home. Remarkably, Lauder not only gave Hill her personal phone number, but honored his request to wait 30 minutes before calling the police. This surreal incident later gained new significance when, in 2014, alleged Bonanno boss Vincent Usato was arrested in connection with the Lufthansa robbery, leading investigators to uncover human remains at a Queens property linked to Jimmy Burke. The movie also sanitizes the complex relationships between Karen Hill and Polly. While Lorraine Bracco brilliantly captions Karen's fierce personality and entrapment in Henry's chaotic world, the film omits her affair with Polly. This relationship began in 1974, while Henry was in prison, after Polly protected Karen from Tommy's assault. The movie subtly hints at this dynamic when Polly tells Henry, "I know how to talk to her," but the full truth remained hidden. Karen eventually divorced Henry in 2002 and disappeared from public life. Looming over the entire story is a presence the film barely acknowledges: John Gotti. By 1978, the future Gambino boss was rapidly ascending, with connections to the Lufthansa heist aftermath through his arrangement of the getaway van's disposal. More significantly, many believe Gotti ordered Tommy's murder after Tommy killed Gotti's protege, Ronald Jarate, over a woman. While including Gotti might have overshadowed the main narrative, his absence obscures how the Gambinos' ruthlessness cast a shadow over Henry's world. The film also glosses over Hill's involvement in one of sport's most notorious scandals. In 1978, Hill and Jimmy Burke orchestrated an elaborate scheme to fix Boston College basketball games, bribing players to lose by specific margins for massive betting payouts. This scandal would later become crucial leverage when Hill turned informant in 1980, using it to secure immunity while implicating Burke and others. Perhaps most significantly, the film's portrayal of Jimmy Burke, while masterfully executed by Robert De Niro, barely scratches the surface of the man's complexity. The real Jimmy Burke emerged from an abusive orphanage background, earning early mob respect by refusing to inform at age 18. While the film captures his ruthlessness, it omits a crucial detail: his relationship with his eldest son, Frank James Burke. During the Lufthansa heist, Frank drove the backup van meant to ram police if needed. When another driver, Parnell Stacks Edwards, failed to dispose of evidence, Jimmy had him killed, but Frank remained protected, revealing a twisted code of family loyalty in a man known for dismembering his rivals. Frank's story itself takes a dark turn. While Jimmy served time for the Boston College scandal, Frank was arrested in 1986 for a jewelry store robbery. His car contained a treasure trove of mob intelligence, photos of informants, hit lists, and Jimmy's letters, which authorities used to build stronger cases against his father. Frank later vanished into obscurity, but his role in the heist and Jimmy's paradoxical protection of him adds crucial depth to understanding Burke's complex character. These omissions weren't missteps on Scorsese's part, they were necessary sacrifices to craft a tighter narrative. Yet understanding what was left out reveals how the mob's seductive appeal was ultimately a trap. The truth of Henry Hill's story isn't just in what Goodfellas shows us, it's in the scars left on the cutting room floor, in the pieces of his soul sold off one by one, and a price paid far higher than any film could fully capture.